All right, let's get right into it. Think about it. We spend a massive chunk of our lives at work. And the feeling, the vibe of that place, it pretty much shapes our entire day. But what shapes a vibe? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on the invisible architect of your workplace, leadership. I mean, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? One job has you jumping out of bed, buzzing with ideas. The next one, it gives you that Sunday night dread. It's something almost all of us have felt, but the reason for that huge difference can feel like a total mystery. And that mystery, that feeling in the air, that's what we call culture. But here's the big idea we're going to explore. What if this powerful force isn't random at all? What if it's actually designed? And what if we can see exactly who's holding the blueprints? So, to really get to the bottom of this, we've got to be on the same page. Let's start by defining our terms. What are we actually talking about when we say culture? Okay, so organizational culture. This is the deep stuff. It's the unspoken rules, the shared beliefs, the stuff that guides how everybody acts without them even thinking about it. One sociologist, Geert Hofstede, had a great way of putting it. He called it the collective programming of the mind. It's like the operating system running in the background for the entire company. But if you want to cut through all the academic talk, this is my favorite definition. It really just boils down to the way things get done around here. Simple as that. It's the unwritten rules of the road. And on the flip side of that coin, you've got leadership style. Now, this isn't about whether a leader is introverted or extroverted. No, this is about the actual methods they use to guide their team. This is the architect's toolkit, the specific tools they choose to build with. So how does the architect use their toolkit to actually put up the building? Let's connect the dots. Let's look at how these very different leadership styles directly construct the cultures we all live in every single day. Just to make this super clear, let's imagine two leaders. On one side, you have a transformational leader. They're all about inspiring people, empowering them, getting everyone excited about a shared vision. Then, on the other side, you've got the autocratic leader. They keep all the decision-making power for themselves, maintain tight control, and everything comes from the top down. You can already feel it, can't you? The vibe in those two teams would be worlds apart. And what's really wild is just how predictable this all is. Research from Salinas University shows this clear pattern. That transformational style we talked about, it cranks up collaboration and creativity. The autocratic style, yeah, it just crushes them. And even a hands-off or laissez-faire style comes with a trade-off. Sure, you get autonomy, but teams can end up feeling totally lost. A leader's choices have these direct, measurable consequences. So here's the absolute key. This isn't just a neat theory. It is a proven chain of events. This diagram from that study lays it out perfectly. Leadership style literally builds the organizational culture, and it's that culture that ultimately determines how well the whole organization performs. It's a direct link. But it doesn't stop there, because once that culture is built, man, it takes on a life of its own. It sends out ripples that can last for years, sometimes long after the leader who started it all is gone. Which, leads to a really interesting question. If a culture is obviously toxic or just not working, why can't a company just switch it? Why do these patterns get so locked in place? Well, the answer might lie in how we pass down traditions. And there's this famous, almost legendary thought experiment that illustrates this better than anything I've ever seen. Okay, so picture this. A group of monkeys is in a cage, and they learn really fast that if any one of them tries to grab a banana, they all get sprayed with ice-cold water. So pretty soon they police each other. Nobody goes near the banana. Now here's where it gets crazy. One by one, you replace the original monkeys with new ones who've never been sprayed. And what happens? The new group, who has no idea why they're doing it, still viciously attacks any monkey that tries to get the banana. And if you could ask those new monkeys why are you doing this? Their only answer would be this. Because that's the way it's always been done around here. Sound familiar? This is the very core of a rigid culture. The rules have outlived the reasons. All right, so this is way more than just a cool thought experiment. Understanding this connection between leadership and culture has a real direct impact on your life, on my life, on all of our working lives. Let me just throw a number at you. A pretty bleak one, actually. 22%. So, what is that? That's the percentage of employees in the US who actually feel connected to their company's culture. That means the vast majority don't. And that's not just some vague unhappiness. It's a direct result of leadership styles, like those autocratic ones we saw, that fail to connect with people, leaving them feeling like they're just cogs in a machine instead of part of a mission. So what's the big takeaway here? Let's break it down. First, and most important, culture isn't an accident. It's designed, whether intentionally or not, by leadership. Every single decision a leader makes is another brick in that building. Second, that culture has real-world consequences for everything: teamwork, new ideas, morale, you name it. And finally, once you get this, you can look at your own workplace with a whole new set of eyes. You can actually see the architect's signature on the wall. And that brings it all right back to you. Think about your team, your company. Look at the way things get done around here. Who's the architect in your world? And what kind of place are they building for you?